Welcome back to Decor, friends. Today we're diving into the warm, sentimental charm of vintage Christmas decor, perfect for anyone who loves a holiday home that feels timeless, elegant, and filled with stories. Whether you're decorating for the first time or simply refreshing your seasonal setup, this video will guide you through crafting a heritage-inspired holiday glow. If you love cozy inspiration, curated style, and seasonal decorating ideas, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new upload. We share fresh design themes every week to help you elevate your home with ease. And before we jump in, go ahead and like this video and comment below telling us your favorite vintage Christmas memory. Your story might inspire someone else's holiday magic. There's something truly special about blending inherited treasures with modern-day styling. A single heirloom ornament or passed-down decorative piece can completely transform the emotional feel of your home. When you incorporate heirloom accents, you're not just decorating, you're preserving family stories and keeping cherished traditions alive. This creates a rich, meaningful backdrop for your holiday gatherings. Pair heirlooms with soft lighting and neutral tones to ensure these items remain the focal point while still looking cohesive with your overall theme. Vintage ornaments, whether glass, mercury, or hand-painted, carry a type of charm that mass-produced decor simply can't replicate. Their wear and patina tell decades-old stories. Display these ornaments intentionally, showcasing variations in shape, color, and texture for a collected but curated look. You can highlight them on your tree, in bowls, or hanging from garlands. Consider mixing original vintage pieces with modern reproductions to maintain the antique look while keeping your collection sturdy enough for everyday handling. A classic holiday color palette instantly evokes nostalgia. Think deep reds, evergreen tones, warm metallics, and soft winter whites. These hues build the foundation for a vintage-inspired look. For a particularly heritage-rich feel, lean into muted colors that mimic aged tones, faded golds, cranberry reds, and mellow greens reminiscent of mid-century decor. By starting with a well-chosen palette, everything from your ornaments to your textiles will flow together beautifully and effortlessly. Candlelight remains one of the most magical ways to recreate the ambience of Christmas's past. It brings a softened, warm glow that instantly feels nostalgic. Cluster taper candles on mantels, dining tables, and entry consoles to establish vintage charm as soon as you step into a space. Pair them with brass holders for an even more classic look. If you prefer safety-conscious options, flameless LED candles with flickering effects can achieve the same warmth without the worry. A vintage mantle design anchors a room with a sense of history and holiday spirit. Layer garlands, taper candles, and antique figurines to create a lush and intriguing vignette. Incorporate classic stockings made from wool, knit, or velvet for an old-world look that feels cozy and handmade. Soft textures bring warmth to the colder months. Complete the display with framed vintage postcard art or sepia photos to create a heritage-inspired focal point. Wood and brass elements are key materials for achieving an authentic vintage holiday vibe. Their natural patina and warmth evoke an earlier era. Use wooden figurines, carved nutcrackers, or brass candlesticks to anchor your decor in timeless materials that never go out of style. Scatter these accents throughout your space for a cohesive look that feels grounded, intentional, and beautifully nostalgic. Vintage-inspired holiday decor thrives on tactile richness. Velvets, knits, lace, and wool all play a part in creating a warm sensory experience. Layer throw blankets, embroidered pillows, and quilted runners to bring depth and comfort to your space. These textures mirror traditional craftsmanship. If you want a truly classic aesthetic, choose textiles in deeper jewel tones or patterns like plaid and herringbone. Your tree topper sets the tone for the entire tree, and vintage-inspired designs bring so much charm. Think classic stars, angel figurines, or handcrafted toppers. Opt for materials like tin, glass, or linen to capture the aesthetic of earlier decades. Their imperfect finishes are what make them beautiful. If you're feeling creative, consider crafting your own topper from old ribbons or lace to add an extra layer of personalization. Ribbons and garlands have long been holiday staples, and vintage styles often include velvet, satin, and handwoven textiles. Their weight and texture help them drape elegantly. Choose ribbons in rich, muted colors that echo the palette of historic holiday decor. Soft golds, dusty reds, and pine greens pair beautifully with vintage ornaments. For garlands, consider popcorn strands, cranberry chains, or wool palm garlands to bring in a charming old-fashioned touch. Vintage-inspired centerpieces create a moment for guests to pause and admire your table styling. They anchor your dining space with warmth and detail. Combine elements like brass candlesticks, antique books, and glass cloches to create a multi-layer design that sparks curiosity. Add fresh greenery or dried florals to soften the arrangement and tie it into a broader, natural theme. Shelves and cabinets are the perfect places to showcase smaller vintage items like figurines, bells, and antique ceramic pieces. Arrange your items in clusters of 3 or 5 to create balance and visual interest, mixing heights and textures for a thoughtful look. You can also prop vintage holiday cards or sheet music behind your items for an extra layer of nostalgic charm. A vintage-inspired tablescape sets the stage for memorable gatherings. Mix fine china, crystal glassware, and embroidered linens for a sophisticated touch. Use brass or wooden chargers to ground your place settings, giving the table both warmth and elegance. Top each setting with a sprig of greenery or a small vintage ornament to add an extra thoughtful detail. Vintage-style gift wrap often incorporates craft paper, twine, wax seals, and fabric ribbons, all reminiscent of handcrafted holiday traditions. Choose patterns like plaid, toile, or muted florals to complement your overall decor theme. These understated designs create continuity under the tree. Add name tags made from craft paper or old book pages for a sentimental touch guests will love. Classic holiday stockings tell a story of simpler celebrations. Knit, wool, and embroidered designs bring a heartfelt, homemade aesthetic to your decor. Hang stockings from your mantle, staircase, or even bookshelves to spread visual warmth throughout your home. Consider personalizing each one with embroidered initials or vintage-style tags to make them feel truly unique. One of the most beautiful aspects of vintage decor is how effortlessly it reconnects us with childhood memories. Old toys, storybooks, and keepsakes add a magical sense of familiarity. Incorporate classic pieces like wooden trains, tin soldiers, or retro figurines to evoke that timeless childlike wonder. Place these items near your tree, on shelves, or in centerpieces to create small moments of joy that guests will instantly recognize. You don't need a fully vintage collection to achieve this look. Blend your modern pieces with antique accents for a refined, layered aesthetic. Pair sleek furniture or metallic decor with older items to soften the edges and create a sense of warmth. Balance is the key to sophistication. This approach allows you to build your vintage collection slowly while still enjoying a heritage-inspired holiday home. Scent plays a powerful role in evoking memories. Incorporate fragrances like pine, cinnamon, clove, and citrus to deepen that old-world holiday atmosphere. Use stovetop potpourri, essential oil diffusers, or soy candles to introduce these aromas gently throughout your home. Choose natural, subtle scents that enhance the vintage environment without overwhelming the space. Vintage Christmas styling is all about storytelling. Each piece you display contributes to the narrative of warmth, history, and tradition. Arrange your decor with intention, creating small vignettes that highlight meaningful items and evoke emotion. By curating with a storyteller's mindset, your home transforms into an immersive experience filled with depth and personality. Thank you so much for joining me today on this festive journey through vintage Christmas decor. I hope these ideas inspire you to create your own holiday home filled with heritage, beauty, and timeless glow. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future seasonal inspiration. We have so much more holiday magic coming your way. Don't forget to like this video and leave a comment sharing which vintage idea you're most excited to try. Happy decorating, friends, and I'll see you in the next one.